Okay. Coming up next is DC News number 121, and we're going to talk about Grant Morrison. He's leaving one of the books he's on right now, and he's never coming back to it. But he's going to another, even more fascinating book that's going to involve whips and chains and gold and pearl necklaces and golden lassos and all sorts of stuff. We'll tell you. And we're also going to talk about a totally pointless story that Bo picked out of the garbage can, which has no bearing on anything. But we're going to talk about it anyway. All that and more coming right up. I think they'll hang around for that. Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month, because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.
Is there anything sexier than two grown men talking about comics? Here's some Comic Whip and Bo with some Marvel news.
Do you feel like we do? I recommend vigorous calisthenics. DC Comic Book News, episode 121, Mental Mayhem.
Stop chewing, we're on the camera.
We are?
Well, don't stop chewing.
You know what happens when we're on the camera.
What happens?
Hey folks,
Hey!
Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again
I
to my
could've
video.
choked!
House. It's time for...
DC News, he's eating a Snickers bar.
Yes, I am. DC News, which is
What are
coming
you, Richard Lewis?
which is coming to you from this place.
Roseanne Barr?
Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all my new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone.
How much are the Snickers?
I'm just not into the wood cutting thing today.
Our first story up today involves Grant Morrison.
What?
Grant Morrison has been on Action Comics ever since the first issue when the New 52 started, but all good things must come to an end.
Grant Morrison is leaving Action Comics with issue number 16. He's also leaving Batman Incorporated, which, when he leaves, will probably mean the book will no longer exist.
Again, they're going to kill Batman Incorporated.
Well, the only reason the book exists is because of Grant Morrison, so if he's not working on it, what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll wrap it up.
And Chris Burnham can go off and do something else. Now, rumors have it Losers Andy Diggle will be taking over Action, and everyone's asking Andy Diggle whether it's true or not, and he's doing a masterful job of denying it. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. Action Comics? What the hell's Action Comics?
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of DC. Who
I've
are
never
they
heard
again?
of Action Comics
Action
before.
Comics? Who's Superman?
Is there
Who's
action in
Superman?
Action
Are they still in business?
Are they around?
Yeah, they're still around.
But yes, Andy Diggle will be taking over, and I'm assuming they'll find a spiffy new artist. Maybe it'll be Chris Burnham.
Okay.
Speculator.
Oh, it could be. He's got some time on his hands.
Once Grant Morrison leaves Action Comics, he will, of course, have some free time on his hands. And what better way to utilize his free time than to team up with Janet Paquette and do... What?
If you ever wondered about the fact that, the DC over the years has ignored the sexual content of Wonder Woman,
Yeah, that keeps me up at night.
2013, you won't have to wonder about anything. Because Morrison and Paquette are working on a book which will go back to the fact that Wonder Woman had, bondage issues and lots of sex.
We've talked about this story before.
Oh,
a while back we talked about... Well, I think that was Frank Miller, though.
And Frank Miller had an idea, too.
Frank Miller had an idea of doing an S&M Wonder Woman thing.
Yeah, and Morrison said, well, I'm leaving superheroes behind because I'm leaving Action and this, and I'm doing Multiversity, and I'm going to do some independent stuff. And so DC said, well, I'd like to do one more thing, and DC figuring it would be a good idea to make sure Grant liked us and hung around. He said, yeah, go ahead and do the sexy
I don't think
Wonder
there's a
Woman
problem with that. Isn't he hooked up with the whole movie side of things?
No. Not anymore.
No, really? What happened with that?
DC Entertainment was formed.
Yeah, but I thought he was hooked up with DC
No,
Entertainment.
you got nothing to do with it
Him and Jeff Johns.
He's got his own stuff. He's working with Barry Sonnenfeld about a dinosaur thing now. He's sort of moved on, and the We 3 adaptations and stuff like that. He doesn't have time to read the scripts, and he's over in Scotland, so DC's probably saving money on shipping fees.
Okay. So they're going to do this S&M Wonder Woman story.
She's going to
This
be
is a
having some sex!
Now, is this a mini-series or is this part of
I'm
a regular
assuming this is
series?
going to be a one-shot. I can't see a mini.
A one-shot.
I'm assuming a
No
nice
pun
size
intended, no?
one-shot. Well, yeah, no pun intended, a one-shot. And you're big.
It's going to be a pearl necklace sized edition
I
of
think I
Wonder
could go
Woman.
over multiple.
And your biggest problem is going to be, where exactly do I put this? 'Cause-
Oh, Comic Book Man has an adult section just because of things like that.
So we'll be hanging out
Keep
with
out
Black
of
Kiss.
reach of children.
Yeah, I
Comic book-
wonder if Howard
That's where
Chaykin-
Black Kiss lives here at Alternate
I wonder if
Reality. Where are you going to
Howard
find
Chaykin-
Black Kiss? It's in the adult
So the
section.
adult section. I'd like to see Howard Chaykin's version of Wonder Woman. That'd be kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah, that'd be real interesting.
Except Superman will look exactly like American flag.
Yes.
If I'm...
And since Superman and Wonder Woman are now involved, It'd be kind of interesting.
If you're looking for S&M stuff on the internet,
Of course I am.
there's lots of S&M
Oh, you can always
stuff on the
find
internet.
it.
You don't need to wait for Wonder Woman to come out to get S&M stuff on the
In
internet.
fact, you
There's
can go.
lots of stuff out
You can go to the fine folks at Vivid Video because they've done an entire series of superhero X-rated films, including China as the She-Hulk getting boned by Hawkeye or something like that.
Boned.
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 Yes, they had chicken
Did
together.
you get chicken? You got chicken?
They
bones?
had chickens
Oh,
together.
I hope they gave her Heimlich or something. Okay, our last story up isn't even a story. I don't know why the hell you got it on here.
It's because people now want to see it now.
What is it, a pantomime?
They want to see it now.
Once upon a time, Phil Jimenez had an idea while sitting on the toilet, and the idea was,
A Justice League of America Transformers crossover,
well, great idea.
which would have like an Optimus Prime Green Lantern and Superman fighting Autobots.
Was his head in the
Yeah.
toilet when he came up?
No, he came up with the idea, and then DC never really gave him a straight answer.
No kidding.
But apparently, I think John Byrne or another comic creator, Brian Bendis, he found a copy of this stuff which got posted. He put it on the internet, and people started asking Jimenez, "What is that about?" And he goes, "I had this idea for a JLA Transformers crossover, which I don't give a crap about because I can't stand the Transformers. They suck."
Like I said, talk about your non-stories. Jesus Christ, he came up
But
with an idea
now-
sitting on the toilet for a
now-
JLA Transformers book that nobody's ever going to do and nobody has any interest
Well,
in.
you never
Except
know.
for a handful of people on the internet who saw an old story reposted. This is a pointless story. Why
Dan-
did you pick this?
Dan DiDio apparently likes the idea.
Uh-oh, his legs?
It could happen now.
It'll die in committee, I promise.
Yeah, DC will die in committee.
Jim Lee's probably. Jim Lee was like, he likes it too.
Great. Okay. That's
Guess
it.
they'll have to do it
We're
on
done. We're
IDW,
finished.
right?
We're out of here. We're all done with DC news. Good, bad, and indifferent. But go to the store's website.
Indifferent.
Check out all the DC news that Bo sends me that I post stuff. Bo?
Yes.
Crack the whip. Where's it at?
Sarah.
What? www.myalternatereality.com.
So go to the store's website. Check out all the DC news Bo sends me that I post up. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And this is the ghost of William Marston going, "Porn with Wonder Woman? Shame on you!"
Nice.
Bye.
Good reference.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.